if you're not already there. Or just, maybe find other hobbies right now that might lead into that. So, if Nick's not hopping on, man, we can go ahead and ride into this, man, to be honest.
Let's do it.
All right, so we're gonna go down the list here, guys, and just go one by one and see, how's everybody's weeks going. Just a weekly check-in. We can go ahead and just go into wins of the week as well. So, Nishan, how about you go first, my man?
Morning, everyone. So, yeah, huge week for me. Um, on last week's, I was able to talk to Sean actually a couple of times, um, and kind of get his schedule down so that I can kind of mend mine to match his, and so I can elevate like he's already done. So it's been great, kind of talking to him, getting closer with him. So that advice from Nick last week was great. Just wanted to follow up on that, but. Biggest win for me this week was I finally transferred out of the job fully, and I'm fully in
Oh yeah.
the new wholesale and
All right.
real estate, kind of expanding the entrepreneurship journey.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
just gotten to that, and I've been drinking from the fire hose the past couple of days, but very exciting stuff.
Awesome, man. Hey, JP, that's two calls, JP.
Man,
Two
I
calls on
love
this
that.
mindset
I love
call. And my man jumped for his entrepreneurship. That's phenomenal, dude.
Hey, this is what we do in this. It's just hey, if you're on the edge, it's basically just kick you up. It's like, hey, you better do this thing. That's it's everything about purpose. This is the purpose of these type of calls. It's just motivate you because I mean you're capable to do anything that you're seeking for. That's without a doubt. That's exciting, man. Well done. Well done.
Congrats, brother. Chidozi, what about you, brother?
Man, this week's been pretty good. Pretty good. Like I told you with my new job, everything was going well, and I've been getting but nothing but high praise from a manager. So it just goes to show you show up on time, being reliable, being nice, have a smile on your face, and are working, then everything's going to be aligning right. And I would say two wins. Wins are staying consistent with the flow, with the nutrition, sleep, um, training. But also, funny thing, before I went to sleep last night, I got an email, and this email was from a guy who gave me a design brief, and in the subject, it was my old manager, my old art director, who was my manager, who's also my friend, who pretty much referred his friend to me to do a website project for him.
There we go. I know we talked
Yeah.
about
So
that last
yeah,
week. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I'm about to look at it today, and we're gonna make it happen.
Freaking hell yeah. Every time you're seeking for that purpose, thing that you actually, man, things are gonna start coming. Don't put the things that you actually love on the side just because. You gotta keep seeking and you see doors that start opening. We just talked about it last week. You're like, I don't know what. There we go. Now you have an opportunity. Now it's what you gonna do with that opportunity. That's on you now.
Beautiful. Oh, Rachel's in the group. What up, Rachel? Welcome.
There you go.
All
We
right,
got the people
Megan.
getting
Let's
the
go to
steps
Megan.
in.
Let's go to Megan.
Let's go, Meg.
I don't know if you guys know, this is IFBB
What's
Pro
going on?
Megan. Oh,
There we
Can you
go.
hear me?
yeah, yeah.
Awesome. Good morning. So wins, just as I've really gotten cranking with embarking on my coaching journey, just getting some more consult calls with potential new athletes set up, getting more commitments. So just excited to see that the seeds that are being planted are starting to pan out. So just really excited for that and to be able to change some lives. So I would say that's my biggest thing. What else do y'all want? This is my first time hopping on your call, so
Yeah,
I'm happy to provide whatever other feedback you want.
phenomenal.
No, it's just the wins that
Cool.
happened this week. I mean, anything.
And yeah, that would be about it then. And JP's prescribed 3 rest days for me in a row. and I'm going to embrace those. I've been up for an hour, but I feel like I'm still not awake, so I'm
Okay.
still working on it.
It's needed.
My body needed it clearly, so.
It needed. Well,
Awesome.
thank you, Meg. Well, we have Anthony over here as well. What's up, my man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Great, great. Thank you for our Thursday to hopping on these Thursday calls.
Oh yeah, man. It's a privilege to be here, man. I feel
Yeah,
like being around all these people, all this energy, like it's a privilege.
Let's
it is.
go. What are we
It
talking
is.
about?
More people hopping in. But Anthony, wins. Talk to me about wins, brother.
I mean, this week, I finished another book this week, Emotional Intelligence 2.0.
Killing it.
And I'm putting what the book's saying into work. It's really like it's opening and changing my mindset. It's really like making me see things differently from a different perspective. Like recently I just got a new opportunity to help my father with one of his business that he's grown up. And like usually I would have been like, oh, whatever, push to the side. I'm like, I kind of don't want to be a part of that, but like, I'm like, what's the opportunity? I'm gonna go for it. I don't know what's there. I'm gonna just go try to help out and do what I can. And like, it's just been working right now.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. You've been
Oh,
killing it all this book, huh?
Yeah, man, I love. I haven't read since like college, maybe like since like 4 or 5 years ago, and like right now, like I'm 2 books in now, going. I just started my third one maybe like 2 days ago. I'm already like a fourth into it, and yeah.
Hell yeah.
phenomenal.
One
Welcome,
book a
Anthony.
month. I love it.
Thank
Welcome.
you, bro.
Awesome. Rachel, let's get it, girl.
Hey, I'm walking right now. I just finished my lift. Now I'm walking in Tampa, and then I'm going to go to a coffee shop and hopefully work on getting some new potential clients.
She's winning the
Um,
day. I freaking love it.
Man,
Woke up to a text from a girl that I met at the gym that now I'm going to run club with her this weekend, and hopefully we'll get her on a call on Sunday, ideally.
phenomenal.
Freaking yeah. I love it. I
Rachel
love
We'll
it.
has
see.
been Rachel has been part of Rise for a week, and she's already bringing in 4 or 5 people. Crazy.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
go, girl.
I
She's
love it.
killing it right now. But yeah, so big win, I would say, for myself, and then we'll go to Alex and Adriana. The biggest win I have overall, guys, is I've been really in sync with who I am, right? And there's no better feeling than that because, I feel like as I've gotten older and older and then into my passion, to be really in sync with who I am and how I lead my days, it feels great. Like at the end of the day, I'm very fulfilled, right? Because we obviously know as we're working and we're chasing, if it is money, it's very shallow, right? It's like, oh, you're making more money, but you're not really fulfilled in line with who you are, right? So the way I've been doing either my check-ins or just, everything I do is so much intense, right? Like I feel like I don't have time, like everything I do, I pour everything into it. And when I lay my head on the pillow every night, I'm so fulfilled. If I were to be gone tomorrow, I would know like I'm very fulfilled, right? So doing that every single day, it comes down to finding purpose, right? And that's what the topic is today. But man, it feels good. That's a huge win for me. So I feel like sometimes all of us we lose that, right? When we're really in that momentum, we're flowing, and then we lose it, right? Because it either comes from, pleasure, comfort, and then we sink away from that a little bit. But getting back in line with that and just doing the blueprint that you set out for yourself has been a huge thing for me. So that is a big win here.
Ooh, love it. I love it.
Alex, Adriana, welcome to the call.
Hey, good morning. This
Morning,
is my
guys.
first time joining, so I'm
Let's
not sure. I joined in a little late.
It's okay. Thank
You're
you
on the
so
call. That's
much
all that
for
matters.
opening. You're here. That's what matters. So right
Yes.
now we're just going around and see, what has been some goals that you have from or some wins through this week.
I just got back from vacation
I saw that.
and I went to visit my parents in Mexico. So I'm just trying to get back into the routine of eating healthy. Obviously, I was eating everything and anything I saw.
The seafood
Um,
diet.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, the seafood diet. I see it, I eat it.
Yeah, it was worth it though. I enjoyed it. I ate my mom's home cooked meals. It was the best. So just trying to get back into the routine, going back to the gym. Monday was first day back and I've been so sore. Um, but yeah, I think just getting back and then slowly, um lifting heavier and trying to get back to my normal routine.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm glad that you had the opportunity to go see your mom and your family. So that's always a big win, right?
Yeah.
Especially us that we live far away from our family. Every time we get the chance to go see them, I mean, it's always a win. That's for sure.
Hmm.
I sure they appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
Hey,
for hopping in. So
yes.
my win for piggyback for what Danny was saying is more being intentional. Like that's what fulfilled me. Just being intentional in everything I do. Every time I talk to you guys, with my clients, and everything I do, if I pour in 100% everything I'm doing, being present, because that's another thing. It's actually being present. That's what actually make you feel fulfilled. At least to myself. Like when I'm with my daughter, it's like only my daughter. It's not work and my daughter. It's not work and something else. It is not this and the other things. Every time you be intentional with everything you do, it give you that feel of being present that you're able to actually enjoy. So the same thing. Every time I go to bed the next day, I want to wake up and start winning the day, just like Rachel. Like I want to get up. I want to get up early. I want to go to the gym. I want to do these things because those things I pour into my cup first before I start putting out. Okay, so before I'm hopping in this call, I'm doing all these things for me first, putting into my cup. It's okay. I'm ready to give it up, like give everything up. Let's do it. So I'm being intentional with myself first. But one of the big wins for me this week is just I finally got a lot because we are about to be second rise. So
Here we
that's
go.
exciting. I'm gonna have
Jake.
my own gym. So freaking exciting for that. Definitely that's a dream come true. Is started actually 2013. So the funny story, when I was moving to the States 2013. It was January 6th, 2013. I literally watched, like, looking through the window in the airplane. I was like, I promised two things to myself. I'm not coming back to my country. I'm gonna do whatever it takes. I'm gonna leave the States. And the second thing was like, I'm gonna have a gym. I'm gonna build a gym, and this is the thing that I wanna follow through. Guys, yesterday finally it just came through. It just actually came tangible that we actually sign up for everything. We're about to start construction. We're about to build the gym of my dreams, and it's gonna be just the first one of many we're gonna be doing. So
Wow.
it's a
Sick.
big one for me.
That's sick, man. That's a huge inspiration, guys. From somebody who came over here that young to not knowing English,
Mhm.
right? Not a lick of English, to saying, "Hey, I'm going to build my dream gym." Right. So as we know, like all of us on here are so unique. We're all so different. And that's our superpower, right? We are all so different. So that is a huge inspiration, which we're going to go right into it, JP. Right. Today's topic is purpose. Megan, you're also going to jump into this because I feel like overall you've chased a lot of great things in your life, right? You've led a lot of great people. But when it comes to purpose, I feel like it is deeply personable into who you are, right? It comes down to your journey. Like, how does that evolve over a period of time? Because your passions are always going to evolve, right? Depending on your influences, the people around you, which is huge. So I feel like when you truly find your passion, you have to reflect on what drives you every single day. Your passion is like what really drives you, what excites you, right? Every single day when you wake up, what's that one thing you can't wait to go do, right? Whether it's money involved, is it? Is that really a passion? Or is that something you're chasing that is shy, right? Like, what do you feel when you wake up? What do you feel is most, it makes you alive, right? What makes you feel, come to life? Like, what's that one thing, right? And obviously for JP and I, it's fitness, right? It's the ability to change,
Yeah,
right? You have to identify your strengths, guys. That is huge when finding purpose, right? We can all say, let's work on your weakness, but usually your passion comes from your strengths because that's what really blossoms, right?
it
What
is.
naturally happens in your body day to day, what skills come to you very easily, right? Those are your strengths, right? A lot of us always want to go and find the weakness and continue to work on that, but you notice like you start being in the same spot year after year,
Yeah,
right? So when it comes to passion, you have to think what problems do you want to solve as well, right? That has to be the thing because your passion always has the problem. You're trying to solve it.
it is. It is. And I can piggyback on that. It's like I find my purpose, guys. I was obese. When I was obese, like I hated myself. I mean, I was 265 pounds since I was like 8 years old. Okay. So when I finally it was like a reality check. Like, I don't want to be this person anymore. I was 15. I was like, and I dropped 45 to 50 pounds in about 2 months by myself. I finally flipped the switch. And then after that, I was like, fuck yeah. Like, this is like, I love this. I was able to change my life, right? That person in the mirror. And that's how everything kicks off for me, right? I play baseball. I always be in sports. That's great. But all the things that I was able to basically accomplish for myself, it was very inspiring to myself, which is now the problem that I'm trying to solve somebody else. Like, hey, this changed my life. And this is by basically giving back. How can I change somebody else? Of course, through the journey, we keep learning different things, right? We go every situation that we go through life. It could be. I mean, I've been divorced, I've been obese, I mean, I'm a foreign, right? I came to a different country, not speaking the language. Now I'm a business owner. Like, all these situations that I've been through, I'm able to actually help somebody else, and that's my purpose. I think it's like I want to help somebody else transit these type of phases just for them to become the best version because I've been through it. So I think my purpose always been help, give back. How can I help you actually give you that step to actually, you know, just like Nishan. Hey, we pushing last week, we give you some ideas. There we go. He hop on for, basically to the next step right away. It's like, fuck, I'm doing it. And that's what we're here for. So I think that's how my purpose specifically started. It's like he said, it's gotta be your passion, gotta be things that you go through.
100%. Megan, when it comes to identifying purpose, like what are some ways that help you?
Yeah. So upon thinking about this topic, it really brings me back to when I had that aha moment of defining my purpose in life. Because I think we all, like you're saying, our experiences and our interests and all that kind of stuff are going to change over time. But ultimately, we're always going to have that one thing that stands out that really drives us, that fills our cup, that makes us feel good, that makes us feel like we're doing what we were put on this earth to do. And so my background prior to bodybuilding was golf. So golf was my sport. I was an athlete all the way high school, played Division I level in college, was pursuing a professional career in that. And upon pursuing that, I had a tournament here in Atlanta. And before playing in that, I came down early. I had a friend who was playing in a tournament. She needed a caddy. I went and caddied for her. And during that time, like, she had been really struggling with her game. And that tournament, she actually shot the best tournament she'd had in the past probably 2 or 3 years. And then, we went on to play in this other tournament, separate of each other. And I'm driving back. At the time, I wasn't living in Atlanta, I was living in Kentucky. And so I'm driving back and I'm like, reflecting on the week and how things went. And what really stood out to me was that the most impactful part of my week in Atlanta was not me pursuing winning a tournament. It was me helping my friend play the best rounds she's played in years. And when I had that moment, I was like, oh my gosh, like, God is telling me right in this moment, stop pursuing something for yourself and pursue for others, because that's what I put you on this earth to do. So at that moment, I got home and I told my parents, I said, I'm done trying to play professional golf. And they were like, what? This is, are you sure? Are you okay? Like, this is what you've been chasing for so long. And I told them, I was like, look, I know this is a surprise, but I said, all I feel like I'm doing by practicing and playing in tournaments and all that kind of stuff, all I'm doing is helping myself. And I know that I've been put on this earth to help other people. And I don't need to be spending a vast majority of my time focusing on me. I need to be focusing on others. So at that moment, I decided, hey, I'm going to get, what all I knew was golf. So I was like, I'm going to get into the coaching and instruction side of golf instead of the playing side. And that's been many years now. I don't do that anymore. But having that aha moment of, I've figured out what my purpose is, and no matter what I get myself into, there has to be that drive behind it. And while I'm still in bodybuilding now, which is an individual sport, a lot of what I do, besides, I mean, it is a lot for me, like for personal growth, but it is for when I'm in the gym and people are like, they come up and they're like, hey, like I'm really inspired by you, like what, how hard you work, like it's inspiring me to work harder. That is why I do what I do. That's why I want to look different. Is so that way it helps other people know that they can be different too. So back to
Beautifully,
y'all.
beautifully said, Megan. Thank you. JP, I think when it comes to purpose, and I know everybody on this call is, I think we're all continuing to evolve that purpose, right? But I feel like when a lot of people, chase that perfect purpose, we need to really understand how to reframe it. Okay. Your purpose, okay, it's not about finding the perfect role. It's about contributing to gifts to others. Right. And you notice when you do like these small activities towards, for example, if you have a purpose to like, let's say you just love helping people, right? Get into the sense of like doing it in a mentoring, like mentoring people, doing small acts of it eventually ignites that purpose. All right. So whatever that is. So I'm very happy that, all three of us are talking on here and just giving it out today. But when it comes to struggles, guys, because we're going to kind of segue this into like struggles, we're going to go through each, everybody on here and just see like what struggles you guys have because, the topic is purpose, but I know with purpose, there's going to come struggles. They're going to come growing pains, right? So, Chadozi, what struggles are you having this week and how can we help you, brother?
All right, let's just move from the kitchen back to my room. So, the struggle this week, ever since that last call, actually did the work immediately afterwards and take some time afterwards to list out a few things that I'm good at, a few things everything I'm good at, everything that I'm experienced right now. And I looked at it, and I've been looking at it even yesterday. That even though I'm good at these things, and we're discussing about purpose, I still don't know what my purpose is. I know something to do with helping people, um, then helping myself, not just helping myself, but the thing is, it's not that spark. So it's just hard for me to figure that out. It's even hard for me to possibly trying to get into a new career set because again, what I'm doing right now. For those who don't know, since we're all in the call right now, we all have family. Right now I'm in BJ's, working full time as a meat clerk, and I've been in for about a month, and I know even though the pay is decent, it's not forever. So that being said, as I try to transition myself and at the same time using that as as a good way to create my foundation for myself, I still don't know where I'm going. I still don't know how I'm going to progress from that and where I need to go to. And that's what I'm struggling with personally this week because I just don't know where to go from there.
JP?
Wait, well, we see Alex is here. He's at work. Well, thank you so much, Alex, for jumping in. uh, okay, there you go. Yeah, brother. I mean, we gotta keep seeking, right? We're not gonna find a purpose just because just in one day. Purpose, you're gonna start seeking for that thing, right? The same thing is don't stop seeking for it. But the main thing we gotta understand, like guys, we are here to serve. Okay, so we gotta find that passion for whatever you that is. It could be building websites or whatnot, but as well, what kind of impact you want to do, right? What do you want to be remembered for? Okay, what actually fulfills you? The same thing we coming back for what we were talking about earlier. It's a try to find that fulfillment, and once you find that up, then you're gonna find a purpose. And the main thing is as well, call the distractions, because the distraction is gonna keep you distracted, and then it's gonna be even harder for you actually to find that purpose. So I mean, so far we're doing so good, brother. So you just gotta keep going, keep practicing that same thing we talked about last week.
Chadozi, I want to hop in, man, brother. And I know right now with you working at BJ's, because I know with you being in the web design and obviously your job didn't need that position anymore. I know how tough that could be, right? The thing is, I can't relate to that, but I will say is this. Just like last week's conversation, the skill levels that you're building right now in BJ's, whether it's being organized, like the little things you don't think about, right? As far as like showing on time, maybe we weren't doing that in the other job. I will say that the skill levels that you're building now eventually is going to project you into something else, right? You know for a fact mentally and consciously that's not going to be your future job, So again, just try to go into that position, be the greatest at it, man. Like put everything into it and just know like continue on the side though. That's the biggest thing, right? But when you're there, you can be easily like in a robotic mode. On the side, continue to still like JP said, find it, right? Do like, can you have that transition period? Like, I'm not saying quit BJ's, you need income, right? But can you transition that later? Like, you have to really, really dig deep and do that, man, right? Because if you know deep down, like, hey, this is not the job I want to do forever. Like, this is not going to be my life. I'm not going to be a meat clerk for the rest of my life, right? I don't want to go into my 40s doing that. Then make sure on the side of that, man, like, continue to seek whatever that is, right? Continue to push yourself, like, gain a mentor, like go pay somebody for some time to say, hey, how do I get out of this position? Right? Because I promise you, man, when you really, really want something and you know deep down in your heart that, hey, this isn't what I'm going to do, you will find a way to find somebody to help you, right? You will find a way to draw that line for your path, right? You will go out of your way to do it, man. If it is important to you to say, hey, I want to find my purpose, you eventually get yourself into different activities to start igniting that purpose. Okay. Like I said, the small acts of service you do, volunteering, okay, helping a friend out, you start to notice, like, man, this is what I love doing. Does that make sense? So try to find a transition period in your life that allows you to, like, hey, start finding that again. Okay. Because we need, eventually on this call, we need wins. Okay. Like, you need to have the small wins so it keeps you hungry and moving forward. Right. If you're doing meat clerk, man, you don't transition yourself to that, it's going to go away. That's how humans are. We're made to be comfortable, right? So if you don't find that and you don't start putting that into play, eventually you get stuck. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So collect these small wins, man. Like that's why we get in these calls. Like, hey, what are your wins? As a group, guys, we always need to find some wins in the week, right? No matter how small it is a win. Okay. Megan?
Sorry, my phone was not wanting to pull up the toolbar at the bottom. I'm like, I can't unmute. That's a good question. I wouldn't say, I mean, struggles, I don't when it comes to purpose, I don't have much because I'm set in my purpose. I would say just currently just in life, it's just been some time management. Because I run business with my husband outside of coaching. I'm coaching, trying to build that up. I also make sure that my husband has nothing to worry about. So I take care of all of the cleaning, grocery shopping, meal prep, fixing meals, like the dogs, like I do everything. And so it just ends up being a lot of things to juggle and making sure that everything gets done that needs to get done some days is a challenge. And then I'm also trying to take care of my own health and my own goals physically. So so yeah, that would really just be my main current struggle, but nothing, like I said, it's nothing to do with purpose. It's just making sure that I am purposeful with getting everything done. so,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Well, you're on a great week. Hey, if you're on a high right now, keep riding it, Megan.
yeah,
You're
yeah. No, I mean, I'm always, I'm a positive person naturally. So negativity does not keep me down. There's no room for that. So we're always riding high.
I love it. I love it. And that's one of the things that we have as being positive people is like, all right, we just roll up, fuck it. We just gotta keep going. We just gotta keep
Yep.
pushing. We just gotta, all right, this thing didn't go the way that it was supposed to. All right, there's something much better coming. Just
Yep.
so you just keep it that mindset. In time management, same thing here. My struggles as distractions. So
right.
I have to cut off distraction in order for me to keep moving forward. That's it. So we keep going, keep going. So we're gonna go to let's go to Anthony.
Um, Struggles, I would say I have a handful, perhaps like first, I have like sometimes like I have like a little bit anger issues I've been working on, especially like kind of like when something like takes me off, I kind of like I've been learning to like step away, take a breather, and like count down and just like come back to it without reacting first to it, and like really try to put that through it. And then also, I feel like I'm at the beginning of trying to find my purpose. Like I've been ever since I worked with like I've been ever since I started working with JP, I feel like so much has changed just because like he's given me a road to clarity to try to find a different me. Like I've been doing this fitness stuff for about maybe since I was like 20. I'm 2019, but like since I was 20, since I was 20 or 19 years old around there, and I'm currently like 25. And like I used to be like I could really see JP. I used to be 100 like 250 pounds, and I lost that weight. I lost it. I'll be up and down, up and down, up and down. But I kind of was never really like satisfied. I was never really like, oh, I lost the weight. Like mentally, I was still 250 pounds. Mentally, I was still that person in the past. And recently, like I've been working on like changing. I've been working to actually visualize like I'm actually this person now. I'm not that person. I've given up these addictions and I'm trying to pursue. And like for the first time ever, I feel like I'm actually changing. I feel like I'm actually finding that road. I feel like I'm just at the beginning of my point of like finding my purpose and finding what I'm supposed to be and where I'm supposed to go. And yeah, I think that's what I'm struggling with, trying just to find like a better path and try to find like the key answer right now. But
I
yeah.
love that. I love that. And Danny, you have something to say?
Yeah, Anthony, I want to ask you, brother. When you get up in your day, like, do you feel like you're very reactive? Like right the moment you get up, do you feel like you're very reactive? Like you're running out of time?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes, yeah. I'm like, I already woke up. Let's say my goal is to wake up 6:40, 7 o'clock. If I wake up 7:10, 7:15, I'm like, I'm already running behind.
Yeah, of course. Okay. So the reason I want to ask that, man, it's because you need to give yourself time, right? So a big thing for me, it's like if I'm very reactive in my day, like if I wake up 5 minutes before, oh, I'm late to something, you tend to be very reactive, right? The world is now you're against you. So the biggest thing is try to give yourself enough time where you can go through your day and have the slow mornings. That really helps, right? If you do have those like reactive issues, take time, man. Like give yourself an hour before you even start the first task, right? That will really help you, right? Or create time blocks in your day to allow yourself to say, hey, I'm gonna wake up, have my cup of coffee before I even start my first task. That is going to give you a free mind, right? Because the world is not as is, it's as you are. So it's a mirror of who you are, right? Does that make sense?
Here,
Yeah.
perspective.
Mhm. Yeah.
Danny,
Perspective.
that is so spot on. I'm a morning person, but if I wake up late, like I feel just constantly in a rush. I wake up like I'm a gym goer first thing in the morning, but I still wake up 2 hours before I even go to the gym
Correct.
because I know that if I don't give myself that time, like I am going to be on edge all day. So love that advice.
It's
Yeah.
how you start your day, guys. How you start the
Yeah.
day is how normally it goes to the rest of the day. If you're always in a rush, man, you're gonna feel rushed the whole time. And if everything just kicks in pretty quick for you, it's gonna make even things worse. So taking that time, that's why I try to wake up first thing in the morning and do my 3 daily wins. I still I pray, I meditate. So okay, giving myself time, like putting into myself first. So like okay, then it's time to go. But if I
Yeah.
don't do that, I feel out of balance. I feel like, man, I need to get this thing done. I don't have time, and then I had to go calm down myself. Like, no, that's how you want to feel, but that's not the reality. So I need to bring myself back to my center. So you always gotta keep talking to yourself every single day. So when you feel that's some type of way, because sometimes you're not gonna go your way, and sometimes you're gonna wake up a little late. That's fine, but then you gotta find that system that works for you to bring you back to a line.
Does it make sense,
I like
Anthony?
that. Yeah, yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, dude, it's like I promise you, if you time block your day and you give yourself that time, you're gonna go through the day creating everything, right? Oh, I'm gonna create the time I go to the gym. I'm gonna create the time I go to work or do school, whatever it is, right? So phenomenal. Nishan, struggles this week, brother. How can we help?
Yeah, I think it's always a great question. Um, One of the things that I've noticed that I've struggled with is distractions, just like a lot of people. I use my phone a lot to, work, make calls, shoot out texts, but it's also the same phone that, you got texts coming in from external sources, you got calls coming in, you have notifications that don't really align to what your goals might be or what your job is, right? And so I think that's one of my biggest distractions is my phone. And then along with, external folks who are not aligned and things like that. So it's figuring out a way to limit those distractions, right? If I can't totally eliminate them being on my phone, and figuring out a way to, when you see them, right, it's to stay dialed in instead of attend to them. And so that's something that I'm constantly working on and getting better, but it's still something that I continue to struggle with.
Mhm.
Um, and haven't fully eliminated yet.
Beautiful.
Okay, brother. Well, the easiest thing for you to actually time block, just like Danny says, but as well, you have a mode on your phone that only allows for that specific time or time block that you actually allow certain notifications to come in. If it's only for work, man, make that time blocks for only those notifications actually come in. The other ones are completely turned off, and that's gonna help you out to reduce distraction from actually that are not aligned with you or actually get you away from maybe social media or all the distractions to actually make you scroll. Another thing that I do is actually I try to only have my laptop in front of me and have notifications set as well and keep my phone away for any specific amount of time, because every time I open my phone I find myself always scrolling on something else or going different distraction or going this or going to other thing. So if your phone is your work, just like mine as well, set a specific time block for you have that specific mode for you. Like right now I have it on work mode. So just X amount of people are able to contact me at that time in certain apps. That's it.
Beautiful. Nishan, I will
Right.
say one thing, brother. So the time block is going and kind of creating that focus on your phone would truly help. But I'm not gonna lie, bro. Distractions are tough, man. Right? Because our human body always wants to be comfortable, and when you get distractions, it's like, oh, let me just hang on and scroll for a little bit, right? But especially with how fast like life moves nowadays, but I want you to think about like building focus is like building muscle, right? It's going to take practice, it's going to take reps, right? So the best thing to do is you have to have clear intentions. What you have to have clear intention. What is that clear goal? What are 3 things I need to accomplish today that's going to move me forward? Right? You have to get clear with it. If you don't know, then you will get distracted. It's okay to get distracted sometimes, right? When you have times to do that. But the thing is, if you write down 3 like that, I promise you, those 3 tasks will be completed, and then you can get distracted later. Because we obviously understand throughout the whole day, there are certain times in the day where you're not as optimal anymore. We all know that. Later in the day, you're not as sharp. All right, maybe that's time to get distracted a little bit, right? But create intentions for yourself, man. 3 priorities, and what's the one thing that's going to move me forward today? My tip. Okay. Adriana, Alex.
I'll go. I would say the same, distractions and time management. I feel like I do so much during the day,
Hmm,
but then I also feel like I don't complete anything. So I kind of do things halfway.
Okay.
And so, working a full-time job, um, being a wife, um, just meal prepping, cleaning, washing clothes, taking care of a dog. It's just like so many things going on, but I feel like I just don't get anything finished completely. So, and then distractions, of course. That's always a struggle. TikTok, Instagram,
Yeah.
messages. So yeah, that has always been my struggle. But I did like that tip you gave. Find 3 things
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
or 3 things that you need to do during the day. And yeah, I think I'm gonna implement that. That's gonna help a lot.
That's what I was gonna say. Just same basically tip for you is actually recognize what are the things, the most important things, right? It's like it's a priority, semi-priority. It's like okay, then I have my time to chill, if you want to say it that way. But if you classify those as okay, this is the main priority I need to get done, then you're gonna get those things done first, right?
Mhm.
Because if you focus so many things at the same time and you don't have a structure, right? Or a management for anything you do. It's like everything's gonna get incomplete. I used to be that type of person. Like, no, like I have to get these things done. Then I give myself some grace. Okay, I can do this other thing now.
Mhm.
So I
Beautiful.
think that was a great advice, Danny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And JP, I've got something to piggyback on that for. So there's really in our day, there's 4 different types of things that we have to do. They can go in 4 different boxes or categories. So we have things that are urgent and important. We have
Okay.
things that are urgent but not important. We have things that are important but not urgent. And then we have things that are not important and not urgent. And if we can take the time to, okay, these are my daily things I have in my life. categorize those things in those 4 different boxes and make sure that the urgent and important things are the ones that get prioritized the most and the things that absolutely get done no matter what. And then the things that are not urgent, not important, like our distractions, those go in that fourth box that, hey, if all of these other 3 boxes get accomplished, then I have time for that fourth box, right? So just making sure that we can delegate those and categorize those and make sure that the most important, most urgent things get done first. We'll feel like we're able to accomplish everything in our day and not feel like we're halfway on everything.
Beautiful. So batch similar tasks in one box, right? Similar tasks. Okay. Because the biggest thing is as we try to multitask, right? We'll try to work on the computer. Oh, toilet dirty. We'll end up cleaning the toilets. Not doing anything, right? I've done that. So I've done that. Okay. It's like something looks dirty. I'll start cleaning. I'm like, dude, I didn't get anything done. So similar tasks in those boxes, guys. Okay. If it's time to clean, put everything and you write down cleaning in that. Fantastic, Megan. That was awesome.
Well done, man.
Alex Gonzalez, welcome to the call. Is that the same?
No, that's
That's my husband. He's at work. So
okay.
it's,
Is Alex
I don't
on?
think he can actually, he works in a transmission shop, so noise going around in the background.
it's okay. Well, he's joining in, so we appreciate that, anyways.
Yeah. So guys, just remember that, as we're talking about, hey, how to, limit distractions, that is phenomenal, but also look at the other side of it, right? Also focus on resting and recharging, right? As much as we're going to try to complete this, you also have to set times to have that break, right? So again, if you guys, I think this is on Amazon, it's a little kitchen timer. You'll press it, okay? And then you set the timer, right? It's like your work. And the cool thing about this is it's like good dopamine, right? Because it'll beep like beep, beep. That's your dopamine you want to chase. So that means you have completed that task, right? So this will help if you guys want to set times in your day. For example, I know JP does a lot of walks between his work to keep his mind occupied. I don't know, he's Mr. Burpees over here. If you guys ever want to energize yourself, if you get tired, just end up doing burpees, Marlon, thank you for hopping on the call, brother.
It's working.
Sorry, man. I was on mute. Yeah, glad to be here.
Awesome. Marlon, we're talking about struggles right now, man. Since you hopped on, what do you feel like you're struggling with?
The day-to-day, man.
Yeah. What's your biggest struggle this week?
The biggest what?
What's your biggest struggle this week that we can all chime in and help you out, man? Give you different perspectives.
Struggle really just like I said, try to prioritize high level tasks, low level tasks. You know that all I got going on, right? So, how to prioritize my my day and then that kind of overwhelms me, right? Sometimes, like the more you think about it, oh crap, like I not knowing where to start, what to prioritize. I mean, I know it deep inside, but you get this overwhelming feeling, and then you start overthinking it, and it's like, like you prioritize everything else but myself, right? So that's sort of the struggle there. Thankfully this week, man, since we hopped back on with the flush diet and everything, I mean, I've been prioritizing myself first, and I think that's where that for me that's where I found my grounding is prioritizing myself, and then everything else just kind of kind of aligns himself.
Beautiful. Yeah. The moment you get typed with Marlon, guys, Marlon is a very successful entrepreneur himself. He runs a really big car dealership, a sidewall company. So he's always being dragged in every location that you can think about. But Marlon, you're 100% correct, man. Your blueprint, the thing that makes you feel the best, right? Whether it's that sauna, that walk in the morning, that is your blueprint to start your day. So never go off of it, right? So if it's giving yourself that hour or 45 minutes before work, man, I really want to advise you to start like that. Don't ever go in your day just straight off the bat, go to work, because now you are reacting to the day and you will start to feel stressed and overwhelmed. So do one task at a time, one task at a time.
And then that's another thing that I wanted to add too is that sometimes, I know it happens to me, and I'm sure that a lot of you guys have experienced this, that we're so big picture driven that we forget about the moment.
Yes.
And that happens to me a lot. I'm so focused on the big picture that I forget about the present moment,
Yeah.
Mhm.
100%.
Wow.
That's why, I mean, we were talking about earlier before you hop on, but you got to put into yourself first. And the same thing Danny's saying. Once you start putting into yourself, you give you that hour and a half for you to actually pour into yourself. That's the things keep you alive. Then you're able to be actually present for everything else coming up.
Yeah. So nowadays we understand that everybody wants to have macro urgency. I want to be fit very fast. I want to get rich very fast. Guys, think macro patience, micro urgency. What are the small things that I have to do day to day that's going to pursue me forward? Okay. Marlon, I appreciate you hopping on, man, and kind of letting out your struggles here. So I think it's huge, guys. When you can hop on a call like this with strangers, now that we're becoming family week to week, it definitely just relieves a lot, right? If you can just come on and say, hey, man, I'm struggling with this. I promise you, you're going to go through your day and like, whew, it's not that bad anymore. Like people know about my struggles. I'm good, right? The more you hold it in, the more you get overwhelmed, the more anxious you get, and then you get paralyzed, all right? And then you don't move forward. So I'm glad that everybody's on here saying their struggles, which is huge. The big struggle I have, which I'll let you guys know, big struggle I have is exactly what Marlon said, okay? I want this success very quick, right? And the thing is, sometimes I do, right? It's real. Like I do want the success quick, and I get a lot of inspiration from other people. There's a whole saying: if you're not inspired, you're insecure, right? If you don't look at other people's journey and you're like, oh man, like why do they have this? No, get inspired, guys, right? Really focus on building that mindset where you're like, man, like I'm so inspired by these people, right? And then start to align yourself to, do the task that's going to get you there, right? So my struggle is that, like I do want success quick, but I have to understand like I have to be present and ground myself day to day, right? So hopping on these calls is huge for me. So thank you guys for hopping on. This is, JP and I really enjoy doing this, by the way.
No, we love
personal development is everything we live by, and it has really projected us into everything we do. So your personal development has to come first, guys. Okay, because you notice like your success will never outdo your personal development.
Never.
Your personal development comes up, your success will come up with it. So continue to pour into yourself. Okay, continue to set habits that are going to get you there, because it's never about the outcome. It's doing the things that get you the outcome. Right?
It's the journey. No, it's not that prize, guys. It's the journey that actually gonna make you change.
As cliche as that sounds. Megan, you have anything else to add here? Closing the call off?
No, I think y'all hit it. I mean, this was awesome. I'm just glad I could hop on. This was my first time hopping on because JP was like blasting it to everybody, and I'm like, all right, let's get in here. So, and Thursdays work out really well for me because it's my day off from training. So, so I'll be here. Yeah.
So it's different, Megan. Like this one's a little bit different team. It's like we just come on here, we pretty much set ourselves up for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Because we notice like later in the week, we all kind of get tired. It's Friday. Everybody's looking towards that. And I want you guys to start reframing how you go through the week, right? If you're somebody's like, man, I can't wait for the weekend, start thinking like, man, why do I think like that, right?
Yeah.
Why am I just chasing the weekend? You want to create your week, right? If you start creating your days, you won't look towards the week because your days are created by you, right? Don't ever look for the weekends. Oh, I can't wait for the weekend. No, every week should be your weekend. Every day should be your weekend because you're creating your days, right?
Yeah, we have a phrase that we like to say: don't let the weekend be your weekend.
Yeah.
So, do it with purpose, even still, especially if you're on a health journey or in a business growth journey. Don't let the weekend be your weekend. Make the weekend purposeful.
Right.
100%. 100%. Guys, I really enjoyed it today. If this is something that we're gonna be having every Thursday, same time. You guys already have the links. Please join in, invite people, and I mean, we just want to help. That's what we're here for, is just to serve. That's our main purpose. That's what we're here, guys. So hopefully, if this was something productive or we added value into your life today, hey, just share. I mean, we're doing not cost at all. We just wanna give our time for you guys. So if this is something that actually help you guys, share with somebody else. Share with a friend that you think is this gonna help them out.
Cool.
Cool.
Adriana, Alex, Marlon, Anthony, Nishan, Chidozi, thank you for hopping on, guys.
Thank you. Have a good day, guys.
Come on, guys.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.
Okay.
Stay, Danny.
All right. See you guys.